Hello and welcome to episode 4 of my Construct 2 tutorial series. In this episode we are going to be going over health and damage. The most important part of adding health to a character is variables, or more specifically, instance variables. To add health to a character we will need to select them, and then go to instance variables and add a number instance variable with an initial value of around 5. Then you will probably want to name it something along the lines of player 1 health, just to make it easier to do the events. Now we go to the event sheet, and you need to add an event that makes it so that when the player 1 health instance variable is less or equal to the value of 0, you can either make it so that the layout resets, restart layout, or you can make this bring you to a different layout that you could use as a game over screen. We'll be covering additional layouts in the next video. Now we will need to add a damaging object, which could be an enemy, solid block, or non-solid block. To start with, we'll make a non-solid damaging block. For example, lava. First, make a placeholder sprite whilst you add all the details. And now, just name it once again so that it's easier to do all of the events. And now go to the event sheet and add an event so that when player 1 is overlapping lava, player 1 subtract from player 1 health. Now, with this setup, whenever you overlap with lava, you will take damage, but it will only trigger when you initially overlap the lava. So you need to add another condition, which makes it so that every second it will subtract 1 when you are overlapped with lava. Now, you should test this out by running the layout. And if after 5 seconds of standing inside the lava you get reset, then you have successfully done this. Now we'll look at a solid block. For instance, we'll use spikes for this. And once again, just make a placeholder sprite. And there we go. And this time we need to make it so that when the player collides with the spikes, it once again subtracts from player health. There are more complicated things that you could do to make it so that you can constantly take damage when collided with an object. It is probably a lot easier if you just make it so that colliding with the object instantly gets rid of all of your health. Finally, we'll do extremely basic enemies. To start with, do the same as you did with a solid damaging block. again, just add a placeholder sprite, and then go and make it so that when you collide with the enemy, you subtract from player health. Let's say 2. And don't forget to make him solid. Now, after we've done this, we're going to add an additional behavior to simulate extremely basic enemy movement. This behavior is sign. This makes the enemy go back and forth in a horizontal line. Now just run the layout to test, and it moves back and forward. You can alter the numbers to make it move further or faster. Now just run the layout to test, and it moves back and forward. You can alter the numbers to make it move further or faster. Now that you have your enemy, let's look at attacking. There are 2 ways to do attacking. One way is to add an additional animation to your character as an attack with a sword or something. However, the easiest way is to add a bullet object. You do this by inserting a sprite and just make a simple bullet, and now you just give that a behavior and give it the bullet behavior. Oh, wrong one. Now, a couple other useful things are the destroy outside layout behavior, which makes it so that your game will not build up a bunch of bullets outside of vision which aren't doing anything, and therefore lag out the game. Now, to use this, you will want to make it so that to use this, you'll want to insert the keyboard object. This will let you bind additional keys. Now we want to add event, keyboard, and make it so that when the space key is pressed, the sprite will spawn another object, and that object is the bullet sprite. Now you just make it so that when the bullet sprite collides with the enemy is destroyed. And now just test out your simple attacking mechanic. And as you see, it works. And you can test out the spikes, and that works. Now you may have noticed that the enemy died before the bullet got to them. This is because currently the hitbox is this entire box here. You can change this by setting the collision polygon over here. Just drag and drop until you find something that you think would be suitable for the collisions. Now, if we run the layout again, we should see that the bullet only hits them when it gets a lot closer. It's still not perfect, and this time it's because of the hitbox for the enemy. So you can go and change the hitboxes for all of your characters, and you can right click on one of the points and select add point if you need more frames. However, it's best to do it with a low amount of points, as with more points the game has more to process and therefore it is laggier. And now we'll test it one more time and see that the bullet pretty much touches the enemy by the time the enemy disappears. And in the next videos we're going to be going over adding additional layouts, whether that be levels or menus, and then after that we'll be going over local multiplayer, and that should be most of the series done. There might be additional videos added after that, but that's all that is planned for now. Okay, see ya.